Chapter 1. The Couch Confrontation. Amy was the kind of woman who would take a debate to the grave just to feel the heat of the fire. She was built for it, tough-skinned and quick-tongued. But there is a specific type of coldness that a debate can't fix, a type of argument that feels more like an execution. This evening, the air in the house didn't just feel heavy, it felt sour. It smelled like stale tobacco and the metallic hum of electronics. She walked into the living room and found the committee in session. Clyde and Wilma were fused together on the couch, a solid wall of judgment. Their backs were turned to her, their eyes locked on the 52-inch flat-screen TV, a sleek, expensive beast that mocked Amy every time she looked at it. On the screen, a game was paused, the frozen pixels of the Xbox 360 casting a sickly blue light over the room. The moment the door latched, the whispering stopped. The silence was a trap. Amy rounded the couch, her boots echoing on the floor, and sank into the love seat next to Clyde. She tried to find a comfortable spot, but the springs felt like they were pushing back. Clyde didn't turn his head. He cleared his throat first. A wet, rattling sound, the heavy price of 40 cigarettes a day. When he spoke, his voice was like gravel under a boot.
Have we ever said to you, you owe us any back rent or anything for your stay here?
He didn't pause for a breath. He didn't want an answer. He wanted a confession.
Do you feel pressure coming from us for you to pay or get out? Do we make you feel uncomfortable? Tell me the truth. On the real, Amy, do we say very much of anything to you about anything?
Amy sat there, the blue light of their brand new TV reflecting in her eyes. The sheer, naked ignorance of his words made her skin crawl. He was asking if she felt pressured, while he sat in a house she helped keep, in front of a TV her money likely helped buy. She knew this was a play. There was a hidden motive, a knife behind the concern.
Yeah,
she said, her voice like a wire.
I mean, no, not directly.
Clyde's head tilted, an arrogant, jerky movement.
Either we did or we didn't. What is it? Or are you just reacting to the situation?
Reacting?
Amy's pulse thrummed in her ears.
I'm 32, living in a basement, and my friends are holding a trial. I feel pressure from myself, yeah. Who wouldn't?
She snapped.
This isn't the dream life. So yeah, I feel it from me and I feel it from you. When two people gang up on me like this to interrogate me, that's pressure. That's a wall.
Wilma couldn't play the silent partner anymore. Her voice broke through, a squeaky, nails-on-a-chalkboard shrill that climbed higher with every word.
You know we're not ganging up on you.
Wilma tried to paint a smile on her voice, but it came out as a sneer.
We're trying to help. That's why when you said you'd pay the bill, you should have told me your plans. It's due tomorrow, Amy, and here I am with no money, just waiting on your payments. That's not fair. I don't have the cash. Clyde's on unemployment. What were you thinking?
The lie in Wilma's voice was the final straw.
I was thinking I'd pay the bill like I always do.
Amy fired back, her fist tightening on the arm of the love seat.
Nothing extra. You didn't ask questions then, either. I'm giving you everything that isn't nailed down by my other bills. Don't get sensitive now because you didn't bother to ask what the deal was.
Wilma gestured wildly at the room.
It's about being informed. All 5 phones are on one bill. If you don't pay, we all lose. You just think it'll be paid regardless because it's not in your name.
Amy didn't answer. She looked at the expensive TV, the Xbox, the cigarettes. She thought about the freedom she had when she was the one signing the checks, not the one being checked. Clyde tried to lower the temperature, playing the good cop, while the smoke from his last cigarette still hung in the air.
We're not saying you have to leave. You know you're sensitive, so listen. Your presence is appreciated. But you've stayed with us for practically free, and
Practically free?
The words were a trigger. Amy let out a jagged, hollow laugh. She flashed a smile that didn't reach her eyes and then killed it instantly.
No. I've paid over $2,200 in less than a year. That's $200 a month, Clyde. For someone staying for nothing, I'd love to see that lump sum of nothing back in my bank account right now.
Clyde froze. The team on the couch fractured. He turned slowly to his wife, the realization hitting him like a physical weight.
You paid that.
He asked, his voice low.
$200 a month from May until today.
Amy said, leaning in.
Do the math.
Clyde's eyes were boring into Wilma now. She didn't look back. She stared at the popcorn ceiling, her lips moving as she tried to find a way to make $2,200 sound like zero.
Did she pay that?
Clyde's voice wasn't gentle anymore. Wilma's head dropped. She looked small.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe a little less.
No, not about. Exactly that.
Amy pressed the blade in.
And don't forget the $200 in food stamps I've been handing you every month.
You counted the food stamps?
Wilma shrieked, her voice hitting a frequency that felt like it would crack the window.
Damn right I did. I gave them to you before you even had to ask. You bought the food. That money saved you from spending your own. I've been starving the last 2 weeks of the month because you don't buy what I eat anyway. I've been subsidizing your life while I sleep in your basement.
Clyde held up a hand, silencing his wife.
Okay, I see it. The food stamps count. Fine.
Wilma started rubbing Clyde's back again, but her fingers were like claws, scratching at the fabric. The tension was thick enough to choke on.
So,
Wilma said, desperate to change the subject.
we aren't on you because of the money. We're on you because you quit your job with no backup. How are we supposed to eat that?
Amy's blood went cold. The leak.
Oh, so that's what this is? Wilma, your aunt did it again. She just had to put my business on Front Street, didn't she?
Amy slammed her fist into her palm, the sound echoing in the small room.
I have another job. I don't need some ignorant mother for telling me what to do. I won't take that from anyone. Not ever.
Clyde gave a nonchalant shrug.
Sometimes you gotta eat shit to get where you're going, girl. You think I liked swallowing my pride for years before I got my crew? You gotta eat it until you're the one serving it.
Wilma ignored the philosophy.
You said you have another job?
Yeah.
Amy lied, the taste of the untruth bitter on her tongue.
I redecorate houses, my own business, and I work for someone else too.
The room shifted. The problem was solved, or so they thought. Wilma put on a fake half smile and smoothed her lap.
Well, why didn't you just say that earlier?
Because you didn't ask.
Amy said, standing up. The love seat felt like it was still clinging to her.
You just started in on me. You didn't want the truth. You wanted a target.
Wilma stood up too, waving her hands to dismiss the last hour of gaslighting.
It's not that bad then. I was worried, but shoot, I couldn't see how you put up with that man anyway. I would have left a long time ago.
As Wilma walked away, Amy felt the victory turn to ash.
Remember.
Amy called out to their retreating backs.
You started this. Tell your family to keep their mouths shut about my life.
Whatever, big head.
Wilma called back. Amy sat back down in the flickering blue light of the TV. She had won the debate. But she didn't have a job. She didn't have a business. She had just sold them a lie to keep a roof over her head. And the bill was going to come due in 24 hours. She looked at the 52-inch screen. It looked back, cold and indifferent.